and welcome back to my channel. I was thinking about what I want to do. I think this video is going to be me finishing series that I've started. So I brought out my computer so we can talk about it. Right now I am in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Right now I'm in the middle of 20 series. 3 of them, their books are not out yet. And because they're not out yet, obviously they can't be included. So that leaves us with 17. There's a bunch on here, but I think right now I'm going to start with the Mortal Instruments series. I am on book 5 in the Mortal Instruments series, but I think the way it works is we're supposed to read books 1, 2, and 3 of the Mortal Instruments series, which I did. Then I read books 1, 2, and 3 of the Infernal Devices series, which is like a prequel series to Mortal Instruments. Then I read, I forget what it was called, but it was a story of like Alec and Magnus, kind of. It was another book. And now we're going back to the Mortal Instruments series, and we're supposed to read books 4, 5, and 6, and I already read book 4. So now I'm on book 5, which is The City of Lost Souls. And I am excited to read this book. The last book kind of just set up this new arc. Like the 6-book series looks like it's set up into 2 arcs. The first arc was completed. Book 4 kind of set up this next one, but it feels like we're gonna jump right into action, which is good because I kind of want a fast-paced, like quick moving book. So I'm excited for that. Ignore my hair. I know it's a mess. I feel like every time I go to film these videos, I'm like in my most decrepit state because I'm like, bleh. That makes sense. But anyways, I am now on page 163 of A City of Lost Souls, which basically means I'm starting part 2. My thoughts so far, I'm really enjoying this. I think because, like I said, like the first 3 books were one trilogy, and then the book I read before this, because this is the 5th book, was the beginning of a second trilogy. That now, because the stage was already set in book 4, this book is like very quick, rapid firing. So I'm really enjoying that. Jordan and his boo thing, no spoiler, but his boo thing, obsessed with their like thingy going on. Their banter is so cute, and it's definitely like lovers to enemies to lovers, I guess, but I'm eating it up. Every time he speaks, every time they speak to each other, I'm like I'm just chomping on it. I think it's so good. Simon and his boo thing, right at the end of this chapter, obsessed. I think it's so cute when you have a like strong female protagonist or like heroine who like just comes off very strong, but on the inside she's very soft. And I love when a gentle male protagonist or like a gentle man can like ground her and be that safe space or that soft place to land. I just think that's so precious, and I think that Simon and his boo thing, like their relationship is really precious, and we're only getting little glimpses of it right now, but that last scene, like I don't know, it just made me like made me a little okay. Yeah, beyond that, I have to say, and this is a big pet peeve of mine, and it's been a pet peeve of mine for like all the books throughout, I just think, also, sorry, ignore that, okay? The blind is broken, so it won't stay up, so I have to like tilt it to stay in its place. I know it's weird. That's my disclaimer. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh, it's been an issue with the books throughout. I really feel like Clare, however you want to pronounce it, I feel like she is nasty to her mother. Like, I feel like she gives her mother just the most unfair treatment, and she's mean to her. And I feel like the mother, look, Jocelyn does things that maybe we don't want her necessarily to do, but I think it's completely understandable why she's doing the things she does, and it all comes from a place of her wanting to protect her daughter. And I just feel like Clary's just so mean to her, like so mean, doesn't give understanding, blames her for things she had no control of, blames her for all these things, and Jocelyn's going through so much and enough guilt herself that I'm just kind of like, girl, like be kinder to your mother. I don't know, it's just been bothering me. But other than that, it's good. I think the Jace situation, I'm liking that. I think it's interesting. I'm interested to see how it's going to develop and how they're going to like fix the situation. Oh my god, yeah. And Alex and Magnus. Alex? Wait, why am I forgetting his name? Am I tripping right now? Wait, no. One moment. Alec. That's what I thought. Alec and Magnus. Like, hello, they're so cute. I had this criticism in the last book with Magnus and Alec. I think that I'm like, Alec just being like so like jealous was getting on my nerves, but now I think it's more leading to a like discussion of like, what do you do when your partner grows old and you do not, which is something that happened in the Infernal Devices series. And so I think that that is a very interesting discussion, and I'm interested to see how that develops as well. So overall, like, I'm liking this book probably more than most of the other books, so that's good, as long as Clary just like stops pissing me off, which she usually does, honestly. I don't know why. I just that girl, bro, really gets to me. Oh, which, side note, I've been watching the Shadowhunters show. I've been watching it on Hulu, and yeah, the actress also annoys me. Like, I like all the characters, and then the actress for Clary, like, and I don't think it's the actress's fault. I think it's just the character, but I just find her so annoying. Like, she speaks and I'm like, girl, shut your mouth. I don't want to hear you. And I don't know why. I would love to know if other people feel this way, but that's where I'm at right now. I'll keep reading, and I'll probably check in when I get to part 3, I think. Guys, Jace just said he hates ducks, and it literally almost made me want to stop. You know who else hated ducks? Will. Will hated ducks. I'm literally like, Infernal Devices is one of my like favorite series ever. Ever. I'm so attached to the characters, and this little like callback to Will makes me want to like sob my eyeballs out. This was everything I needed and more. And now I'm meeting Prater Scott, as in Wolsey Scott. I'm like so happy I read it in the recommended reading order that I found online, because all of these like Easter eggs of characters from the Infernal Devices, like their family members, is making me like so emotional, because I just love that series. I just got back from New York City, which was super fun, and I have some updates, actually a good amount. So first thing first is, drumroll, I finished City of Lost Souls. I thought I was going to check in between each part, but I was at work and there wasn't much to do, so sometimes I'll like read, and basically I just flew through the latter half of the book and I just finished it. I think the last thing I said was in the middle of part 2. Like, I don't think I've checked in at all since. Seeing Brother Zachariah throughout this story, if you know, you know, ripped my heart out. Like, I am so obsessed with that character. Like, if there's one character that I can pick out as like my holy grail of characters, someone I think about all the time, it is him. And so seeing him in this story, and like just the soft spot he had for Jace, and like little lines he was saying about how like he'd been in love before, and oh, I wrote it down. He said he is a Herondel and they are survivors. Like, I'm so sorry, but if you read Infernal Devices, you understand the reason, the impact, and the like meaning behind those words, and there's so much like meaning. Oh my god. It wrecked me. Like, not wrecked me, but I was just kind of like, oh wow. I'm obsessed with the name Team Good, because one of the groups called themselves Teams Good, and it was one of those things that every time it happened I giggled. Like, I thought it was so silly, because I just like the team name and I thought it was funny. Like, obviously she had deeper meaning, but they'd be like, Team Good. She started being like, Team Good is gonna go do this, and I was like you know, I just thought it was silly. Like, I really enjoyed that. I think she did a really good job with how she wrote Jace in this book, because Jace in this book basically has two sides to him, is how I'm gonna put it, but she did a really good job of maintaining this like core of Jace while simultaneously really showing the two sides and making them differentiable really well. Like, one thing she did is she like played up the humor on like a worse Jace in a way that was very interesting. I enjoyed that a lot. I do think there's like a few plot holes or like plot conveniences throughout it that were a little weird. Like, I remember there was a big thing that when Jace was one version of himself, he could remember the other one, but it didn't work the other way, and that was never explained. Or why Jace in both ways had feelings for Clary. Like, that wasn't explained very well at all, actually. And so some of that was a little like, okay, but you go along with it because it's not meant to be a book where you're like, this doesn't make sense. Oh, and this is so tiny, but it's something that happened. I love when there's like an eccentric like character who has a really hard time remembering another character's name. No matter how many times that shows up in plots, in books. I think it's the funniest thing, and especially because I love Simon and it kept happening to Simon. Like, I forget what all the names he called him, but I just love that trope, and it literally makes me laugh every single time without fail, and I don't know why, but I love it. These are little things. So Simon is Jewish and so am I, and there were a few moments where, like, not that I got emotional, but I really liked what the choices she made. Specifically, this really stood out to me. Simon says the Shema, like, in a very specific moment where he thinks he's gonna die, and it, like, low-key got to me. Like, it was that specific thing to me that was just like, wow. Like, it really, anyways. One thing I didn't like, also, the relationships in this book move at warp speed. Like, all of the side characters that I've been wanting to see them get together just go from 0 to 100. 0 to 100, the couples, and I was a little like, I'm with it because I want them to be together, but I'm a little like, there's no build at all. They just go from, like, we're together to I love you. Not even we're together, like, I think maybe I'll give you another chance to I love you, and that's very, very quick. On another note, Jordan, his relationship, this whole book, I'm confused because they're really interesting characters that I was excited to get to know more, and then from a large portion of the book, they basically just, like, got together like rabbits, and so everything's going on. They're about to go to war, and they're like rabbits. It's all, there's no, like, smut or anything, but like rabbits. And then they're like, oh, something serious is happening. I'm like, guys, why are we clocked out? You know something serious is happening. Why are you busy in the bedroom? You've got other things to be doing. So that was really strange to me. I wrote, a war is brewing. Why are we acting like bunnies in heat? That's what I wrote. So yeah. Maureen, obsessed with what's happening with her. I don't even know where it's gonna go, but I'm super excited. And the ending of the book, gasp. Literally, I'm so excited to see where it takes us. I wasn't expecting that at all, and it was like, ugh, I'm just excited. Yeah, I'm feeling good. So overall, my review is that, but it's upside down. I gave this book 3 stars. Yeah, I gave it 3 stars. It was good. It was just like, I loved half of it. I really disliked half of it. Yeah. Oh my god. And there's one thing that I can't not mention. I'm so sorry. It's a must. Sebastian. This is the most important thing. I can't believe this is why it's 3 stars and not like 4. Here's the thing. Is I understand that Sebastian is supposed to be a character who doesn't understand love or familial love. And so he takes from other examples, and I think that's the reasoning for some of his choices, actions. But I just don't think, there's a specific scene in this book that I wasn't expecting, and that I do not think really was necessary for that characterization. Do I think that it didn't fit? No. I think Cassandra Clare set up the book really well so that you kind of knew it was coming. At least I knew it was coming. I literally Googled it because I could sense that that sort of scene was going to come. However, for me personally, I think that a different decision could have been made that may have fit better. I just don't understand why that needs to be in there. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, that's all. 3 stars. And then I started Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. This is book 3. I've read book 1 and 2, and I loved Emily Wilde. I loved book 1. Actually, I didn't love it. I really liked book 1, but I felt like it needed to sort of, like, grow a bit. I really enjoyed book 2, and I can see the author improving, and I've heard that book 3 only gets better, and I've, low-key so far, kind of felt that. We're going to talk about it. So I'm on page 110. I'm in the middle of a chapter right now. Wait, before I say anything, can we please appreciate this cover? Look at it. Look at the side. It's from the library, but look at the side. Like, stunning. All the books are stunning. I think I might actually just buy all 3 books because I think this is literally gorgeous. And I would look on my bookshelf. Shut up. Yes. Okay, anyways. So yeah, first thing, stunning cover. The thoughts I have so far on this book. First, I love the relationship between Emily and Wendell. I'm obsessed with it. I think it's the cutest thing. I think the way he just, like, gets her and all her nerdiness and what she needs and how she views the world, because Emily views the world in a very, like, unique and beautiful way, and the way Wendell just gets it. And even if he doesn't get it, he supports her and he goes out of his way to provide for her. I love him and I love them. I love them. And there's certain like male or like MMCs where I see them and I'm like, yeah, of course every girl's gonna like be obsessed with him, whatever, he's awesome, everyone loves him. But this is a specific case where I don't Wendell is not for everyone, but he is for Emily. And I think that that's very unique in this book, that they are like two peas in a pod. I don't want to be with Wendell, honestly, love him to death, but he's not for me. But he's 100% for her, and I love that. I loved it so much so that on page 8 I started giggling and I wrote it down because I was like, there's no way I'm already laughing at how cute they are. I think she does just the right amount of imagery in her moments when she's describing things. It's not too long-winded, but it really gets you there. And oh my gosh, do I want to be there so bad. I want to see it so bad. It just gives the perfect little like fairy village, and there's like some weird stuff that goes on, but like beautiful fairy village, like I just want to be there. I want to experience that. Okay, and then the other thing is I am on page 110 and nothing's really happened. Yeah, like I'm enjoying it, but nothing's happened. And the problem is I'm so used to reading like other fantasy that every character that comes in, I'm like, they're gonna betray him, I don't trust them. But it's cozy fantasy, so I like think that that's like, people don't really like backstab each other in cozy fantasy. It's usually pretty like, they tell you who to trust, they tell you who not to trust, whatever. So hopefully there's just something that picks up, but so far it's been cute. I just wish there was like an overarching sort of goal or plot that I can like put my... I just watched my first movie alone, like just me, in like literally I think years, and it was really good. I watched The Wrong Bears on Netflix. I recommend. I cried, which you're not gonna cry. I just like have been emotional, but it was really good and I do recommend it. And I've been on kind of like a Hallmark fun vibe, so I think that I don't have any like romantic comedies or like rom-com like vibe books on my finishing a series. So once I finish this like video, this challenge, I think I might just do like 3 rom-coms because I've been really in a Hallmark rom-com. I just want to see people be joyous and be in love and have banter and just like have it be simple and beautiful, and that's kind of what I've been needing. So I'm a little sick, first of all, so I sound congested, but I'm currently on page 276 and I'm 75% of the way through. It says on Kindle I have an hour and a half left of reading, which is super exciting. A few things. One, there's a chapter, each chapter update. There's a chapter for my birthday, which was super exciting. And guess what? The most awesome happened on my birthday. So I'm feeling really good about that. I'm feeling like, for me, that's it. And also, I'm sorry, only one of my like eyelashes managed to curl. So I like have half eyelashes that are curled and half not, and I don't know. So we accept what we have to. So far, there's not much to say. There's a moment where Wendell starts sending letters. I love letters, especially when they're from Wendell. I'm just obsessed with Wendell. Is really a key point in discussion. I do think, here's the things I like the way Emily Wilde voice is. I like her tone, but I am having an issue where like something that you would expect to be very emotionally impactful happens, and I just felt like there was no emotion, almost no reaction. And I understand part of the point was to show that the female protagonist, like Emily, springs right into action and thinks very logistically about how she can fix things, but I just felt like there was literally no reaction at all almost, and so there was no emotional impact for me. Like I kind of didn't care, which is crazy because I should care, if this makes sense. So that I didn't love. I also feel like I like the cute little mystery. There's like a little mystery at the center of the book. I like that, but I'm just feeling a little bit lackluster. Like I'm feeling like the book is not hitting the way I wanted it to or expected it to, and I just kind of feel like it's a good book and I'm having a good time, but I thought I would love it more. But truthfully, that's kind of like it. I think I'll just catch back up with you guys when I'm done with the book tomorrow, I guess, and if not, then the day after. We'll see. Bye. First, look at this. Wait. Oh no, bad things are happening. The sun is like setting. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. Bye. Okay, so it's been a few days. I've been busy, I've been away, but I did a bunch of reading, so I have updates to give. First, I finished Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. I still love this book. I am giving it 3 stars. And here's the thing. To me, 3 stars is not a bad rating. Today, Like, to me, 3 stars is a book I enjoyed, which I really did. Like, it's not, maybe not the best book, didn't knock my socks, but I had a good time. And that's very much so what this book was. I had a good time. I just felt like it felt like certain moments were lacking emotional depth. And I understand it's cozy, and oftentimes cozy fantasies are relatively superficial, but I do think it can go deeper in specific moments. And I think this book had the setup to have more emotional payoff, and I just didn't really feel like it had that. But I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed the cute little mystery. I enjoyed the cute little story. I enjoyed the adventure aspect of it. But yeah, I don't think like it was anything crazy. So I do recommend this book if you're looking for just a nice, cozy little adventure with characters that you're gonna like and are gonna make you laugh. I do want to say that I would kill for a Wendell like novella or book, and I know this is the last book from what I've seen, but just a Wendell something, because I am so obsessed with that man. I love him, and that's one thing. I just wish we had more of him. I really wish we had more of him in here, because I just love him. I'm obsessed with him. I'm obsessed with how he just understands her all the time, and I just felt like there just wasn't enough of Wendell. So bring him back. Give me more Wendell, in short. Then I started Fearful by Lauren Roberts, sorry for the glare, which is the second novella that takes place kind of during the third book in the Powerless trilogy. Now, here's my thing looking at this, okay? I really enjoyed Powerless, and I really enjoyed Reckless, and I loved Powerful. Powerful was 5 stars. It was her other novella. Obsessed with it. I loved it. Fearless, I hated. I hated this book. I can make a whole video talking about how much I disliked this book, but I don't even want to talk about it. But I liked all the other books, so I went into this with an open mind. No expectations, didn't really know much. All I knew going into this was that it's about a main character from the first series, and I believe it's a romance. Well, it hasn't really been giving that, but from what I've been told, it's a romance with a character who is Death. The character is Death. By started, I mean I'm basically almost done. I just put the bookmark in so you can like visually see how much I have left. I'm currently on page 146, and this is in fact a novella. So there's only like 60 pages left. So I'm pretty much almost done. But yeah, it basically follows one of the main characters from the book and a new character who is Death, who also goes by the name Mara. And it also follows some side characters from the first book, which I knew, or from the series, which I knew it was going to do. I wasn't expecting it to be these side characters. I actually thought it was going to be some other people. So that was such a pleasant surprise. And so far, I am absolutely loving this. Absolutely loving this. First of all, Death. I find Death's perspective so interesting. I find her writing style so well done. There's so many quotes that are just good. Like, they're so good. I literally just heard a quote. Wait. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I feel an exhilarating lack of control, Death realizes. That, he reads, that is what it feels like to live. Like, there's just so many moments like that. There's one from literally, like, page 4 that I can also look for. I love her perspective. I think it's really cool too because Death's name is Mara, and I think it's really interesting how she switches between Mara and Death, and sometimes she talks in third person and sometimes she does not, and I really enjoy that as well, to kind of see where she feels more present and when she feels less present. The side character plot I'm just obsessed with. I don't want to say who they are because I don't want to kind of give away what happens to them, which is why I'm being very ambiguous with like not saying any names and stuff, but I love that. I just feel like Death is like that friend who never tries to be funny. Like, they're not trying to make jokes, they're not trying to get you to laugh, but just like everything they do, everything they say is funny. Like, this, like, she makes me laugh so many times, and I feel like she's just like says things. Like, there's a moment where the male, the guy, puts flour on her nose and is like, what does that feel like? And she's like, it feels like there's flour on my nose. I think that's so funny. Like, that's her, like, whole dynamic. That's her character. And I love that. So overall, I'm having an amazing time. It is a novella, and I just am starting to feel like Lauren Roberts should just write novellas for the rest of her life. Forget writing full novels, even though I like Powerless and Reckless, but just maybe just write novellas, because clearly me and her novellas have like a connection of some sort. Oh my god, Powerful. Every time I think about Powerful, I want to like sob. Oh my god, and there was a character from Powerful in this book, and I saw him, and I was like, oh, my poor baby, who I'm obsessed with and in love with, and I think about all the time. He's one of the people I think about all the time from my books. Anyways, here's the thing, is there's the main character who's in this book. I was interested to see how Lauren Roberts was going to frame like a redemption arc. I thought that's what this is going to give, and I don't think it's giving that. And I actually really like that. It doesn't try to justify anything he does. It doesn't try to justify any actions he makes. It just provides you with perspective. And I think that has so far been very, very well done, and it very much so allows the reader to draw their own conclusions without having to make us feel bad or make us feel this way, and I like that. The last thing is, one critique I keep hearing about this book is that this one just didn't need to happen, that it was unnecessary, that it doesn't bring anything, and I don't agree. I don't agree in some senses. Do I think this book needed to happen? Do I think we needed a love story between this character and Death? No, not necessarily. But I do think that it adds layers, and I think that it's just like, I like the powerless world. I enjoy being in the world, and if this is another way I can get into the world, I would love that. If every favorite series of mine made a bunch of spin-off books, that would be my dream. Not spin-off books, but books that follow every single side character. That would be my literal dream for the rest of my life. So I feel like if you like this series, it's a gift. And if you don't really like the series, then sure, you can complain that it's not necessary. But yeah, I think those are my main things right now. It's almost done, which is crazy. I've been tearing through it because I'm just really enjoying it. And I finished Fearful. I finished Fearful. I keep confusing them because they all kind of like fearless, powerless, powerful, fearful, but it's fine. I finished Fearful on my Kindle, and yeah, so I don't remember the last thing I told you guys. Basically, the best way I could like describe my experience with this book is like, you know that emoji where it looks like the stock market where it starts like high and then it goes like that? That was my reading experience, basically. I went into this book thinking I was going to love it. Like, I really liked Mara's voice. I really liked the main characters, the side characters we were following. I was really, really excited. And I was just disappointed. Like, I don't know. Like, I just, like, thought it had so much potential. And the first half was really good. And then it just, like, fell off or went in directions that I was not happy with, but there were moments where I was like, oh, maybe, and then it didn't work out. One thing I will say is I honestly wish I found out as I was reading Fearful that you could do like a tandem read of Fearful with Fearless, and I hated Fearless, and I'm not really enjoying Fearful, but I finished Fearful. I didn't really enjoy Fearful, but I'm wondering if you put them together, like if you did the tandem read, if it would be a better experience, because I do think Fearful definitely would have had a stronger impact if it was placed within Fearless. I literally wrote my notes. I don't know what to think about this book right now, because I just like, basically I felt like, so there's two main things going on. First off, actually, scratch everything I just said. First off, this book is not a romance. I don't know why people told me that this was a romance between one of the main characters from the first book and Death. That is not what this is. That is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. Do not go into this expecting a romance. That's not true. Because I spent the whole book being like, where is it? I'm confused. This isn't giving romance. And if it is giving romance, it's way underdeveloped. And the reality is it just wasn't there. So that's why I didn't see it, which is why I was like, I'm worried that my rating was like hurt, because I spent so much of the book being like, when is the romance? Like, I don't understand, and thinking that it was bad. But then I realized at the end that there just isn't one. And that's why I wasn't getting, like, attached to the couple, because there's no couple. Like, there's, like, a moment where it's romance, but it's not. It's just not. So that was another thing. Oh, but that still to that, like, couple of the main character in death, I just felt like their relationship was underdeveloped, and I felt like, I don't want to say the book needs to be longer, but I feel like we needed to take moments out and put more moments of those two in, because I just felt like they felt underbaked. And so when all of the conflict and the drama or the buildup was happening, I just didn't feel it. Like, I didn't really care at all, even though I liked both characters separately. I also just, like, I hate to, like, go back on what I said about this book not being necessary, but I just generally expect, like, when you delve back into the world, a little bit of development, like, a little bit of more understanding, but I felt like there was nothing additive to the situation. Like, yeah, nothing additive. I just think that that whole half of it could be taken out, and we could have just had an even smaller novella of the two side characters that we follow, because I don't know, it just didn't hit. It just didn't hit the way I was expecting it to, and that was upset, because the main character falls, I was really excited to be in his head. I was excited to understand where he was coming from, understand him a little more, and I just felt like there was no time spent on fleshing that out. Like, no more time than there already was in Fearless. So that left me disappointed. And then the second thing, so then there's the other couple, which is the two side characters, and I really liked their plot line, except the fact that the female love interest in that relationship, like, was giving nothing. Like, you know when, like, you know there's this hard character, and, like, the sunshine, or the grumpy sunshine, and the sunshine kind of, like, cracks through. There was just no cracking. There was just an understanding that she is just super cranky and nasty. And then even when you go to see how they end up, it's the same thing. Like, she's just nasty, but they hug. Like, for me personally, that doesn't work. Like, I want to see you are soft with them. Like, you can open up with them. And I just wasn't getting that. Except for maybe, like, one scene, it just wasn't there. I'm like, here's the thing is, when I, like, finished it, I wrote 2 stars, and I'm low-key, like, I don't think it's a 1. I think I liked it more than I liked Fearless, maybe. It might be a 1.5. No, I just don't know. No, I'm gonna give it a 2. It's gonna be a 2, and the reason I'm gonna give it a 2 is because I want to remember that I really liked the first half. The first half was good, and I liked the way the ending was sort of sewn up, even though I didn't care about the ending. I liked, like, what in theory, if the middle, I guess what I'm saying is I like the beginning and I like the end, but because I didn't like the middle, or I didn't feel like it was developed properly, and we spent all our time on the wrong things, when I got to the end, I feel like the end didn't have the impact I wanted it to. But if I think about the end in its own right, I like what the decision was made to do for them, and it's definitely obvious that they're setting up another series, and I'm open to reading that. I think it could be good, minus the fact that Fearless and Fearful were awful, because I just want to keep remembering, to me, they were awful to me, but I just want to keep remembering that Powerful and Powerless and Reckless I really enjoyed. And so this author, I like her writing sometimes. I just hope that the rest of the books go through. So yeah, I'm gonna give it 2. That's all I have to say. I'm disappointed, and good night. Oh wait, see you on the flip side. Bye.